Everyone loves an antenna. We all have to have antennas, but I'm not a builder. I'm not an antenna builder. I'm very, very lazy when it comes to antenna building. I've either got a vertical, a dipole, a J-pole, or a long wire. Nothing more than that. But this one I call my 222. It's the 2-minute, 2 meter band. $2, pound, euro, insert currency dipole. It's really, really simple to make, and I call it the 2 minute, but whether it is 2 minutes, that's to be seen. But I got the idea from someone who makes some collapsible 2 meter band and 77 Yagis for taking out in the field. And I know a lot of people like to go hill walking or whatever. They like to take their little 2 meter band rig, and of course it's a 2 meter band antenna, if broken down into its parts, if it's just a dipole, isn't a problem. But I like to think this solution's almost put it in your pocket. Now, yes, you can use wire, no problems whatsoever. Grab yourself some wire, anything like this. This is great stuff. It's it makes lovely antennas, but copper wire's expensive, and expensive relatively. So what you do is you go to your outlet that sells these dirt cheap tape measures. The tape measure, no problem with scissors there, you can cut it. Now, word of warning, especially these corners, they are razor sharp, and if you're careless, you can actually slash your wrists, your fingers, your thumbs, whatever. It cut your eyeballs out. So you've been warned. Be careful, you're dealing with sharp metal. So you get yourself, this one's from B&Q, just a DIY store in the UK. So you get yourself that, and then you cut yourself off 2 lengths. Now the first length, really easy because you're going from 0, but for 2 meter band we want 2 491 millimeter lengths. So we've got our 2 lengths, and they're your 2 quarter waves at 2 meters. You take off the paint, and you drill a hole suitable for the hardware that you're using. Now, this was just a demonstration piece. This is military grade RG58. It is very good quality stuff, but you might like to use your Ultraflex, your 213, your RG8, whatever. But you stick on this end whatever your favourite connector is, SO23, no, not SO, is it PL259, or your N connector, etc. And on the other end, I've used here a couple of crimp connectors. Ideally, I would solder these, but for the demonstration, that all you've got to do is solder it. Okay, so we've drilled the holes, we've taken off the paint. What we do is we get our hardware suitable for the holes that you've made. We put our screw through. Now you can do this one way or the other. You can put the screw through the eyelet. You can then screw it in, or you can do it the other way around. Entirely up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So this is just the way that I'm doing it. Okay, so we go through the eyelet of one side of your coax. Bit of a washer on that side, why not? Makes life easier. And we put a screw on. Okay, so I think I'm gonna say here, I'm not going to have this built in 2 minutes. So am I a liar? No, not really. Okay, and we use a screwdriver. As I say, I'm doing this. I'm not into producing YouTube videos for money or anything like that. I do these videos as reference later on for myself. So it's not, there's going to be no real production values here. I'll have to look at the video afterwards. and see if there's anything I have to add or take away. I'll take that away. Maybe I'll leave it in. Call it a blooper, shall we? Come on. This screw just doesn't want to go in this hole. There we go. Maybe I should have made the holes reamed out just very, very, very slightly. But there we go. Let's just speed it up. And through there, tiny washer, yakety yakety yak, screw that on there. Okay, so we've got basically a 2 meter band dipole. Okay, at the moment still a little bit crude, but we have essentially our dipole. Okay, then next thing, bit of scrap plastic pipe, couple of holes in there. The holes are only to locate those screws. They're not there critical. What you could do is you could go right the way through, use longer bolts. I don't know how that would upset the SWR, if at all, but we now take a piece of tape. I'm using red because A, it was available, and B, it's a good contrast against the yellow and the white. Always bearing in mind the way we're juggling things here, you know, we could still give ourselves a bit of a cut on our thumb, finger, whatever. Okay, and the next one, you can see why I put that hole there. It was literally just for somewhere for the backs of those screws to go, because this is a quick and dirty method. This is cheap and nasty, but it works. Some people will go on about the bandwidth because of the type of material that you're using, the shape of the material. This one is cut for 145/500, which is S20 or the cooling channel on 2 meters. So that is why I used the dimensions I did, the length that I did, and there we have it. A quick and dirty 2 meter band dipole, which you can use horizontal, you can use vertical, and of course the beauty is now we can roll it up. Now, yes, you can do this with copper wire, you can do it with other materials. You know, at the end of the day, there's nothing special, there's nothing you know, there's nothing outrageous about this. That will fit in a backpack. You can roll it up smaller, you can just fold it in half and that, but you know, it's quite springy, it's durable, it's very light. It's a 2 meter band dipole. How you then hang it up or fix it into a tree or wherever you're going to hang it, well, I'll leave you to work that one out, but I just wanted to show how quick we could do this. As I say, yes, you can do it with wire, and you can have 2 coils of wire wrapped up in your pocket. It's not the end of the world. As I say, I got this idea from someone who was making Yagis. So you'd have your driven element like that, you'd have a slightly longer element behind it, and then a couple of directors in front of it, and I believe he was using just a sliding pole such as a selfie stick, well, you know, a collapsible stick, and basically it collapses, and then he could fold everything up, and then a whole Yagi would go into his backpack in quite a small you know, package. As I say, it's nothing special, it's nothing outrageous, and with a bit more you know, careful thinking, you could make quite a neat job of it. But that wasn't the object of making this. The object is just to make a 2 meter band dipole as quick as you can, with materials that you might have hanging around the house, you know. Okay, copper wire would do it just as easy and probably even quicker. But yeah, the next one I'm going to make using the same materials is a J-pole or Slim Jim. Once again, you can use copper wire to make J-poles and Slim Jims. You can use plumbing materials. This is a 2 meter band dipole, just using copper pipe and some plastic pipe. I knocked that one up really quickly when I was very first licensed, literally just to get me on the 2 meter band SSB using an FT290R. And with this antenna in my loft, I worked a station in Leicestershire. I think he was 94 miles away from me as the crow flies, using this and an FT290R. Now, obviously, his antenna was a big Yagi and it was doing all the hard work. But the fact is, it worked. And trust me, something like that will work. So, take it away with what you will. Let me know how you get on. Or have a good old laugh and a dig if you want. But it's not important. Cheers.